Veve is kind of well positioned to start entering multiple different markets. Whether that be the Indian market through their relationships with Epico, or whether it be through the Singaporean relationships, or Asia in general. David Yu has huge contacts across Asia.
Yo, what's going on, my VVOGs, my Omi homies, my fellow master collectors, and everybody else on YouTube? It's me, the Gale, back at it again with another VV video. Woohoo! Welcome back, my VV fam. So, shout out to fellow genius Hello K, formerly known as Hero K, formerly known as Pano K, for that intro video. We're gonna hear a little bit more from Hello K later in the video, but I was scrolling through Twitter and I seen something very interesting from David Yu, so we're gonna check that out, and then we're gonna get into the video. So without any ado, let's breeze into it. Shout out to Ruru Marin on Twitter. They say, "This is super wonderful. Most amazing Japanese magazine articles of NFTs. Hashtag US Frontline. Hashtag August issue. Almost half magazine of NFTs. You must get Japanese magazine's #1 recommended VV NFTs." Shout out to Wendy Lopez. So, on the bottom here, it further says, "This is a best NFTs text for all of 33 state Japanese people in America. The amazing articles. What is NFTs? What kind of NFTs is popular? Where can we buy NFTs? How do we invest in NFTs? Veve is most recommended, and reason is the CEO and COO of Story interview amazing." So basically, they're referring to this video right here, which we can check out right now. Okay, so this seems to be Frontline magazine, which seems to be a Japanese magazine, and shout out to Wendy Stibalis. She seems to be the author of part of the NFT section, so that's pretty cool. So as you can see, unless you can understand the wording, this is in Japanese, right? And you'll notice an NFT section with Veve Digital Collectibles, which is cool, right? We've been waiting for localization and advertising in other countries, and this seems to be the beginning of it, if it hasn't already been done before. So you see Dan Crothers and David Yu right there, and it seems like Veve has a whole page dedicated to the education of Veve collectibles. So that is awesome. And yeah, man, I have never heard of Frontline before, but okay, it's got a second page with Star Wars NFTs highlighted and featured, so this is pretty amazing. I'm sure a lot of people will be excited to see this, and I'm sure this is just the beginning. So yeah, let's move on from here. So if you zoom out, you will see that David Yu himself said our next target audience and new IPs. So that's pretty huge. If you didn't know, David Yu is the CEO of Veve. If you're not already following him on Twitter, you might want to do that. So this is what inspired this video. So this is pretty huge, man. So before we get into Hello K's segment, let's check out Wendy Stibalis, because it seems like she had something to do with this. So this is Wendy's Twitter page. If you want to give her a follow, it seems like she had a part in that article. As we can see right here, Veve and Frontline. I have been talking about NFTs in the past months. So happy about seeing this coming. So shout out to Wendy for whatever contribution she had to this. And with that, let's get into Hello K's segment.
So if we have a look here, right? So Statista, you can get a lot of stats from here. They've essentially got NFT interest across globally. And what we can see here is the way that they've weighted it is they've kind of used a rating of, like 1 shows, the most popularity as a fraction of their population, 50 where it's kind of neutral, and then 0 where there's, probably just not enough data. And as we can see, from December onwards, right? So December of last year, interest in Hong Kong for NFTs has been greatly increasing. Right now, Hong Kong is leading the way. Now, some people would argue, hey, Hong Kong's very tiny. Okay, fair enough. There's a population around about 7 to 8 million. Singapore, they've been kind of increasing from December onwards, and they kind of quite got close on par to Hong Kong. China, they have pretty much had this kind of stable interest since February onwards. Obviously, if China was following the hype, the bull market of the NFTs, and that makes sense. Play to earn is pretty big in China, as it was in the other Asian countries. Taiwan following that, again another Asian country, and then the Philippines. So the top 5 countries in the world for NFT interest, pretty much all Asia. Although this is weighted by population size as well, you have to remember that China is about 4 times as big as the US. So if you want to argue, hey, it's not really fair because Hong Kong and Singapore are small countries, it's easier to weigh against those just because they're larger. Well, China is 4 times the size of the US, and it's still top 3. So that should go to show you that once Veve finally decides that they're ready to market in Asia, they're ready to launch a IP that is popular in Asia, the top 5 countries are all in Asia, right, for NFTs.
Okay, so if we pop it back on Twitter for a second, there's going to be an AMA tomorrow, Wednesday, August 3rd at 1 p.m. PT, and some Squidcat asked Alex, if there's going to be updates on localization and all that, and Alex replied that we won't have updates on localization tomorrow, but we'll cover a few things after the artist roundtable space tomorrow. So I thought that was just a little coincidence, so I wanted to mention that. We won't get any updates on localization, but I'm sure it's still in the works, as you've seen from the magazine. So with that, let's move on. So I just want to reiterate, this is bullish and exciting news. It seems like just when people want to start counting out Veve, just when you think Veve is down for the count, it's always something around the corner, right? I think this is bullish. We've always been talking about localization and Veve advertising and ramping it up. Well, it takes time, and as you can see, it's happening slowly but surely. And once they tap into these Asian markets, like Hello K was talking about, it's gonna be a wrap. It's gonna be crazy. Veve hasn't even really started marketing, in my opinion. I think the biggest thing that we've seen lately is the Marvel and Comic-Con partnership when they shared the booth, and that helped. But I don't even think they've really started advertising. It's really been word of mouth and us on Twitter and YouTube and everywhere else spreading the word. But once Veve really kicks it into the next gear, I think the results are going to be pretty mind-blowing. Anime comes to mind. Anime is huge. We've been waiting for anime, Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, One Piece, you name it, right? Anime has a huge fandom, and we haven't even tapped into that. I remember David Yu saying something about waiting until we get like more countries on board or something like that to start dropping anime. So this could be the beginning of it. And as you've seen on David Yu's Twitter, he said new IPs, and this is the next target audience. So one can assume that anime is not too far off, and that's going to change Veve for the better. I don't know if you guys remember that fake Naruto NFT project, Bijutsu. They got like 30,000 Twitter followers off of nothing. So, can you imagine once an officially licensed platform officially announces something like Naruto or Dragon Ball Z, it's a wrap. So I just want to say that, patience, this is a game of patience. Like I keep saying, I think the patient will be rewarded as long as you can stay patient and minimize your risk when it comes to these digital assets, NFTs, digital collectibles, whatever we're calling them these days. I think we're going to be in for a wild ride, right? So just hold on, because I think Veve is still putting in work, whether we can see it or not. I think we're just getting started on this NFT journey. So bullish news, and with that, let's move on. And that's the video, my friends. If you made it this far, thank you for watching. If you learned something or enjoyed the content, feel free to drop a like on the video and consider subscribing for more Veve content like this. So yeah, man, Asian markets are on the way. Localization is on the way. Anime is on the way. So, I mean, I'm just saying, I don't know for sure, but, you know, it's looking good, right? So, not too much more to say on that hasn't already been said. So, I am not a financial advisor. Nothing I say ever is financial advice because I am learning just like you guys. I am just your friendly neighborhood genius. Sharing his thoughts and opinions on this awesome company known as Veve. So take everything that you hear from me with a grain of salt because things could change. And with that, if you would like to follow me on the Veve app, I have listed my Powerpuff Girls bubbles for 8.8 million gems. So if you find her, you can find me, and I may edge back. And once again, thank you again for watching, and I will catch you guys in my next video. Until then, peace out and hodl strong, and remember to be like water, stay liquid. Later.